Welcome to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. We are two out of three brothers talking about what we've watched on various screens.
Yes.
How are you, Brett?
I'm fantastically. How are you?
Have you watched anything on a very small screen recently on the phone? Some reels. We'll get to that later. Cheers.
Cheers.
Summersby cider.
Clink.
We can actually clink. Oh, disappointing clink. Cheers.
I've not had a cider for a while, and fuck, that's sweet.
But it's a different kind of sweet to the hard rateds, which is what I've mostly been drinking. But I had too much cider on the weekend as I celebrated.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
Oh, thanks. I was made life member of our baseball club.
Yeah.
Did you see the photo I found of us?
Me looking real gay.
Look, I wasn't going to say.
I was going to make a funny comment on your
not
photo
know?
because I've been pretty good at making funny comments on people's Facebooks lately. I've been a very funny one on yours, I have to say, about your there, and there.
Oh, the there, and there.
I thought
can't
that was
remember
hilarious. I was at work writing that going, this is funny.
I could have two segues to one of the things you said you wanted to talk about. One was, have you watched anything on the small screen, which is reels, but also people who think they're funny on Facebook.
I've watched reels. I've watched a lot of Parker Posey on reels lately, Lee. If you know, you know.
Piper, no.
Buddhism. That's my favorite one.
And that is, of course, her interviewing for White Lotus. And we watched her in a movie with another White Lotus alum. You could say it was a White Lotus reunion.
You could.
And I'm sure people did, even though Parker Posey wasn't in White Lotus when this movie came out, and they've never been in White Lotus together.
Yeah.
But it's a White Lotus reunion.
It's in the... They are both in the White Lotus cinematic universe. As is half the cast of Survivor season 38. We did watch a new movie with the host of the 2026 Oscars, June Squibb, called Thelma.
Or, according to Netflix, Jane Squibb.
Yeah, Jane Squibb. That's real bad.
Yeah.
Like, put some... What do the kids say? Put some on her name? That's a thing.
Put some respect on her name.
Okay, so that's just a saying. Yeah, okay. It's not it's not a, like...
It's
something
not a
the woke
Brizz
left
word.
say. Okay, yeah.
Put some respect on her name.
Put some respect on her
She
name.
is June Squibb.
She's June motherfucking Squibb.
From the 2025 Oscars and from In and Out.
Yeah.
She's in the movie Thelma.
And DR.
Which came out last year in 2024. And I'm a little bit disappointed with The World that I didn't hear about it until it popped up on my Netflix last week.
I saw a trailer for it when I was watching another movie that was targeted towards old women.
Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris?
No, I think it was like...
Anyway.
That Here movie where the camera doesn't move.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely targeted at mums that remember going to see Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Because it stars Tom Hanks and Robin Wright.
It does. That is a reunion.
Yes.
But June Squibb, funny lady.
Very funny lady. One of the funniest things about the Oscars, and I showed Shane the reel before we watched Thelma, and he laughed.
Okay, great.
That's the reel thankfully cut off before Scarlett Johansson also said she was being played by someone else, because I didn't think that joke was necessary.
Oh, she was Andy Serkis. So that's funny.
Funny, but I didn't think, like, sometimes the joke is made. You don't need to make the joke again.
Oh, you don't need to. What's the term? I don't think it applies here. You reheat your nachos.
So you're going to say jump the shark because you've learned it recently.
I still don't fucking understand what that means. Anyway, speaking of jumping sharks, this is
what do you otherwise? Do you otherwise eat the nachos cold?
No, I
the
think
next day?
Reheating your nachos is a term that means like, I don't know if it's like beating a dead horse or like you're reheating your own nachos. Maybe I should look this up before I make a fool of myself.
Reheating someone else's nachos, stealing food out of the fridge at the staff room.
Well, it wouldn't be nachos. Not our thing. Our power went off over the weekend, so the fridge got cleaned out. Anyway, that's way too much information.
And if I know anything about staff room fridges, they are all overdue for a clean out.
They stink.
They do stink.
Anyway.
I actually thought about today, and Georgia, if you're listening, she'll know what I'm about to say. One time I heated up fish in the staff room microwave.
That is disgusting, Lee. No,
And
I worked with someone once. Continue.
Georgia has never let me live it down to this day. That was probably in 2009 that I did it. Mum made a really good fish pie, okay? And she gave me some leftovers to take to school the next day, school/work, I was a teacher, to heat up. And I heated up in the microwave and it stunk the whole staff room out. And Georgia reminds me of it every time that I see her.
Tuna should be banned.
And I know that now that is a sin.
What does reheating nachos mean? It's something to do with Lady Gaga.
Okay. Do you want to read it before you try to read it and interpret it live on air?
Yeah, because I don't need this article to go, nachos are very tasty, especially when they're freshly made.
Is there a button that just says jump to recipe? It's not just a blog article about nachos, is it?
Reheating nachos has become a metaphor for pop musicians who are very clearly inspired by an artist or trend that came before them, or a trend that they started but have since moved on from.
Oh, so it's about Gaga going back to rah, rah, rah,
In this sense, the original artist or trend are the fresh nachos. I don't think we need to explain it that much. And the artist recreating or reinventing something iconic from the past are the reheated nachos.
So I don't think you used it right.
No.
It's flogging a dead horse.
Yeah.
Although the joke is good.
You know what? That was a while ago. I can't even remember what we were talking about.
June Squibb said I'm played by Bill
reheating the nachos.
Skarsgård.
Yep.
And then Scarlett Johansson
beating a
said
dead horse.
I'm played by Andy Serkis. You don't need to make the same joke twice. I feel like that could have been a writer's room debating whether or not they use Bill Skarsgård or Andy Serkis. And they're like, no, we can just get both in.
And it would be funnier if Scarlett Johansson is Andy Serkis.
If Scarlett Johansson is Gollum.
Yes. My precious.
Jane
Not bad.
June.
Not bad.
June Squibb plays
Funny
Thelma.
lady.
We're still talking about this movie.
We are. We're not off it yet.
We're flogging that dead horse back to that. 2024, very independent film. Mm-hmm. Like, so independent, it wasn't even Fox Searchlight. Like, it was proper independent. And also with Parker Posey.
Yes.
Clark Gregg.
Funny guy.
Agent Coulson from all of the Marvel movies.
That one guy from that one episode of Will and Grace.
Which one?
He gets... he's dating Jack...
No, which guy in this movie? Because I don't know Will
Clark
and Grace.
Gregg.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I couldn't think if I've seen him in anything other than Marvel.
The dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also starring the weird syphilitic emperor from Gladiator 2.
Yes.
Who is also the
weird
slightly
kid
weird
who stays
son
behind
in
White
Lotus 1. And Divine Joy Randolph is in it. That is her, isn't it?
No.
One of the nurses.
No, that's...
She's the one from...
No.
The school Christmas
No,
movie.
you're being racist.
No, I'm not.
It's either... See, now I can't remember which one it is, so I'm shooting myself in my nachos. It is...
Is that being racist?
Joy Behar?
What's she from?
She's a comedian.
She's funny.
She's funny.
She is funny.
Is that her name?
That's
Joy?
not being...
No, or is it Michelle? No.
Hang on.
She's the host of The Circle.
Okay.
Joy Behar is, I think, on...
Are you being racist?
On The View.
I think
No, it's... What's her name? I've blanked on her name.
Okay. Fred Hetchinger is the
Joy Behar
grandson.
is the old Jewish lady on The View, so it's not her.
I don't think I'm being racist. I think I'm being more like in Abbott Elementary, where they just get the people confused, even though these two are the same colour. Nicole Byer,
Joy Behar, you get it.
Yep.
She might be in a new series called Survival of the Thickest.
Mike and Dave need wedding dates.
Oh, no.
What have I seen her in? Probably just bits.
You've seen her in your reels.
Yeah. Oh, she is in a... No, there was a movie in... There was a something in 2023, Survival of the Thickest.
Yeah, there's a season 2 coming out.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
She's done a lot of voice work.
Yeah. She was a semi-regular judge on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Animated stuff. She's funny. Oh, she's Trudy Judy in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
There you go.
Yep. Yep.
So not Divine Joy Randolph.
Not Divine Joy Randolph. My apologies to both of them.
But anyway, funny movie.
Funny movie.
Bit predictable.
Yeah, but it's also in the vein of, look, old women can be funny too.
Yeah, but that was the whole movie. It's like, she's old lady, so you're not expecting her to do this, and she's bad at technology.
But she does manage to work the computer, even though her grandson talks her through it. She does manage to get her money back.
From Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah, from the guy from Clockwork Orange.
Yep.
So Thelma gets scammed and then decides she wants to get her money back. So she borrows her not really friend's scooter.
That was weird for me.
And along the way, they become friends.
They become friends.
They become actual friends.
Oh, you know what was nice? The bit where he's like, we learn roly-poly or whatever. It's how to pick each other up when we fall. And then later she fell. Oopsie whoopsie or something.
Oopsie upsie.
Oopsie upsie.
Yeah.
And she fell. And then
he was there.
Came over and that used the hand. I was like, oh.
That's one thing that the movie did really well. Everything paid off.
Yep.
Oopsie upsie was just thrown in and then paid off.
Yep.
Him saying to her earlier, exit the ads, came back later. The Stary guy. Stary Gary. He came back. He kind of had a payoff.
Oh, with the Apple Watch.
With the Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Because the dad wants to track him. Weird.
Yeah.
Let the kid grow up. Even her wrist tracker thing paid off as he got to throw it. It was a very well-written story. There were probably a couple too many jokes of old people don't know how to use technology.
Yeah.
Except the technology she did know how to use and used well was the sharing the microphones of the hearing aids.
Yeah.
I liked
that.
That.
Good.
That was clever. But there was only one old person joke of saying something loudly that's inappropriate. And that was at the end when they were watching the show.
That was really
funny. And she
funny.
said, it's a weird production.
That was really funny, actually. I laughed a few times. It's a nice movie. It's easy to watch. It's a nice, fun laugh.
Yeah. There were a couple of bits that I really laughed out loud at. And it was just a simple, funny movie. And I wondered if it was meant to have been released sooner. Because there wasn't a Mission Impossible movie that came out last year.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Wasn't there?
So I feel like, was it
Wasn't
meant
there
to come
Mission
out?
Impossible Day 1 Dead Reckoning the 4th?
I thought that was the year before.
That was the year before.
So maybe that was when the movie was made.
Okay.
But there was a lot of references to Tom Cruise in the one before Dead Reckoning Part 1, The End.
Mission Impossible Fallout. I don't know. I just made that up.
Or Ghost Protocol.
Ghost Protocol.
The one where he jumps across the building and everybody talks about he does his own stunts and he broke his ankle doing that one.
Sure.
Not the one where he climbs up the building.
Mission Impossible Maverick?
No, Top Gun. Ghost Protocol is what you're thinking.
Top Gun Dead Reckoning.
Yeah.
Cool.
I do like Tom Cruise as a producer. But Thelma is good. Parker Posey is funny, as she is in all things.
Yeah.
And the kid was good.
The kid was
Fred Hetchinger.
He plays that doofus pretty well.
Yeah, a bit dorky, but a bit friendly and lovable.
Like lost and doesn't have any direction.
In this one, he didn't have syphilis, which is only implied in Gladiator 2. But I'm going to put that together. I reckon he did.
He had the syphilises.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tom Cruise, I recently watched Scary Movie 4 again.
Well, apparently, both Anna and Regina have signed on for 6.
They have to, or I'm not watching it.
They
and
have
Will
to
Poulter
do.
is going to be Pennywise.
They have to do some Nope, something like Nope in
They're
there.
going to do it.
Yes, because Will Poulter has been
Probably Get Out,
confirmed as
not Nope.
Pennywise.
Get Out's more iconic than Nope.
But I reckon Regina doing the Nope kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
Great. Because she does that. And that's, Jordan Peele has said Nope is black people watching horror movie or watching something scary and just going, nope, I'm not having anything to do with that. And that is what Regina Hall's character is in most of the Scary Movie franchise.
We watched Scary Movie 4.
Yep.
Which is partially a piss take on War of the Worlds.
Is Scary Movie 3 Signs?
Scary Movie 3 is Signs and Bitches in a Well. The Ring.
Okay. And that's the one that has the scene where a hat gets bigger each time.
Yes, hilarious.
Yes.
Scary Movie 4 has the funniest scene of any scary movie in it, which is very inappropriate.
Okay.
It's The Grudge. And then she's talking to the Asian. Hello? Hello? Which is so racist. But then they just say, Mitsubishi, shiitake. Anyway, hilarious. So it's The Grudge meets War of the Worlds meets Saw.
Okay, yep.
Because it opens with Dr. Phil and Shaq chained in the Saw room. And then...
Dr. Phil because he's weird and Shaq because he's a flat earther.
Yeah, sure, why not?
He is.
And anyway, so because it's taking the piss out of Tom Cruise, then it ends with them taking the piss out of Tom Cruise on Oprah.
Oh, yeah.
Which was hugely viral at the time. Proof of things being viral.
Yes.
And so then after that, we watched the YouTube interview of Tom Cruise on Oprah. And it was fucked because we were watching Scary Movie 4 said, this is taking it like too far, which it does. But then there were some things that he did that was like, oh, that's spot on. And he just did it over again. And he just jumped on the couch. I was like, fucking hell. Oh, my God. It was hilarious.
What else horror has been out recently? When was Scary Movie 5? Years ago.
Scary Movie 5 was a while ago. It had Ashley Tisdale in it.
Could they do from the Hereditary?
Lindsay Lohan. Well...
Could they do from Hereditary when her head gets knocked off?
They probably will. The Village
is Scary Movie 5.
Also in Scary Movie 4.
Ah.
There's a lot in that.
So there's got to be a Jordan Peele in Scary Movie 6. There's going to be a Pennywise.
Yep.
What else could be in there?
I think potentially a Midsummer.
Yeah, I'm not sure Midsummer was mainstream enough for it to be in Scary Movie 2. I don't think it was mainstream enough for it to be taken the piss out of.
I wouldn't be surprised if they then take the piss out of making like another one so many years later, taking the piss out of Scream again.
Yeah. Could they slip the substance in?
Ooh, they should.
Because
they don't take long to write them or film them, I don't think. So they could probably just add it in now.
Do you reckon you could almost just make this one a piss take out of reboots?
Yeah.
Because Scream has rebooted so hard. There has been a series of I Know What You Did Last Summer, and they're talking about rebooting the show. Another movie of I Know What You Did Last Summer. I still remember what you did last summer, just to get another word in there. Probably not. They could take the piss out of reboots.
I forgot what you did last summer. Can you remind me?
Yeah, that's when the guy in the...
That's when
Slicker
Ryan Felipe has Alzheimer's.
No, the guy in the Slicker has Alzheimer's. The guy that
hooks
everyone but doesn't hook them at the right angle, as discussed in our two-drink cinema review of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Anyway, Scary Movie 6 is going to be amazing. I'm going to see it at the cinema. It's not out till next year. But whatever.
Tom Cruise, I reckon, could make a shit ton of money by selling Paramount the rights to make another Mission Impossible TV series.
Yes,
Because it was originally a TV series.
and it makes sense
in
that
the
each
60s.
new episode is a mission.
Yeah. It wouldn't be as in-depth as the missions
No.
are, but it could definitely be hour-long episodes. Or it could be limited series style across 10 episodes. He's got a mission to do.
Yep.
And it can be another role that Alan Ritchson plays that Tom Cruise has played on the big screen after Reacher.
Ah, the big guy.
Which is one of Tom Cruise's most criticised roles. So Lee Child wrote the Reacher series.
Yep.
And then Tom Cruise bought the rights to the book.
Yep.
And then cast himself as Reacher. Even though in the book, Reacher is very clearly described the way you will have seen Alan Ritchson on your reels. Like 6
Half
foot
naked.
something, massive fists the size of basketballs, and then little 5 foot whatever, Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Tony Tom Cruise.
Rocks up to play him. But the Reacher series is very good. I've watched season 1 and I've started watching season 2 of Reacher.
Nice.
And as much as some of the appeal is the size, shape, and look of Alan Ritchson, the series works really well. And Alan Ritchson is actually really good.
He was good in another movie I watched. I don't know if I talked about it. The Something of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but not that.
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
No, but not that. The Ungentlemanly Welfare.
Oh, Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Something. The League of,
Yeah.
And I did not watch it for the plot, full disclosure, because I'd seen little reels of it and the poster where it had him, Henry Goulding, and Henry Cavill in it.
Yeah.
Henry Goulding? Yeah.
Well, and there was all those promo shots of Alan Ritchson being bigger than Henry Cavill.
Yeah, and then there was all those promo shots of them looking like they were about to kiss.
Yeah.
So I watched it, and the whole movie was very homoerotic. I was like, this is fantastic.
Speaking of Top Gun Maverick.
I can't remember what it was about. They were in a boat, and then they had to do something, and the boat went a different way because the Nazis... I don't even know if there were Nazis in it. Anyway, it was a good movie. So Saturday night, if you're home alone, like I am sometimes, watch that if you're horny.
Speaking of...
If you're not, it'll make you horny.
Speaking of Alan Ritchson and only watching for the looks, apparently he's keen to do another series / a movie of Blue Mountain State. Which is... I don't know if you've seen it. It's like a piss take... college series of this Blue Mountain State football team, and Alan Ritchson is the captain and takes it very seriously. Like if you think of like comedy of frat bro jock college,
like Bottoms, yep.
Alan Ritchson like dials that up ridiculously of like super serious jock football bro. It's just ridiculous humor, but it's funny and they look good. And Alan Ritchson has talked about rebooting that.
Yep.
So that could be interesting, particularly now he's about 4 times the size of what he was when that first came out.
Would they reboot it and he just be like the coach? How old is the thing?
I would assume so. I don't know. It's old enough that he would be the coach.
Yeah,
because he's also been in DC's Titans since. Just to round out the Alan Ritchson retrospective that this episode has turned into.
So I've just added a lot of things to my watch list.
Titans is also one not to watch for the story.
Okay, I know you said DC.
DC's Titans. It's got Brenton Thwaites, who is Australian. He plays Robin.
Brenton Thwaites.
Yeah, he's Australian. He was on Home and Away. Originally, it's Teen Titans.
Okay.
And they are...
Oh, I remember because I was saying I want a Robin origin story.
Yeah, there's like Robin. Yeah. Well, the start of it is Robin origin story, kind of. And then there's Wonder Girl, which is Aqua Boy. They're dumb names.
They're really lame.
No, they're dumb
they're
names.
Lazy.
But they don't use those names. Other than Robin, they never call her Wonder Girl.
I saw a funny...
They just call her Donna Prince instead of Diana Prince is Wonder Woman. They just call her Donna.
Oh, I saw a funny reel that I think is from Family Guy. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it takes the piss out of
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
And he's in his Aquaman thing in the water. It's like,
Yeah.
thanks, Aquaman. Save us. Blah, blah, blah. And then he goes underwater and just changes into a suit and then comes back still in the water. And the guys are like, oh, did you see Aquaman? He's like,
Yeah.
I just missed him. And it's funny because he's just still like swimming in the water.
Oh, I thought it was the real where it's like he's chasing someone in the water and then they go onto the land and he's like, well, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And he's stuck in the water because he can't leave because he's Aquaman.
Trigger warning. This woman getting
Unconsensualized.
unconsensualized
Yep.
on the beach. And it's, help, Aquaman. And he's in the water. He's like, what are you going to do from out there? He's like, whoa, look at these fish. I'm making these fish dance around. Anyway, that's, I think, the same joke.
That's the one, yes, that I am thinking of. I haven't watched any DC's Titans recently, though. But Aquaman can go on land. Because otherwise, how do we see Jason Momoa walk shirtless out of the water?
I don't know. How do we see Amber Heard in movies? It's all very confusing.
What's the point of the movie if we don't see Jason Momoa walking around shirtless?
Yeah.
Because the point of it is not Amber Heard.
What was I watching recently and somebody was obsessed with Jason Momoa? Ghosts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thought it was my timeline.
No. Speaking of men, the football's back, Lee.
Oh, yeah. The football. I tried to segue that for you twice at the start of this episode, and we talked about Thelma instead. Men.
The football is back, and can I just say the ridiculousness? I don't know if it's getting... Okay. I feel like there are more just random people on, I don't know, like podcasts or YouTube, whatever, that are just putting in their 2 cents worth about the football.
Would you say it's like two brothers just deciding to put their 2 cents in about movies?
Kind of, but I know what I'm talking about.
And
unlike
funny.
Dan Gorringe, fuck off.
This is...
There's too much of people giving their opinion, and the thing that annoys me the most is people that give their opinion. I don't believe that they think that. I don't believe that half the shit Kane Corn says is his actual opinion. He's just gone, all right, everyone, what can I say that people are going to get annoyed at me by?
No, they just meet and they just go, all right, Kaz, who are you going to shit on? Who are you going to shit on this week? And Kaz goes, all right, Kane.
Anybody that's not Port Adelaide.
I'm going to shit on this one. You can shit on this one.
Oh, Caroline Wilson.
Tony Jones, you try and make sense in between it for us. Chompers.
Kane Corns is a knob.
Kane Corns is a knob.
He's the most biased person in fucking media. But it's just too much. People bleh, this and that and
the thing
Richmond
about
shit. We won, so shove it up your ass. Anyway, continue.
The thing about Dan Gorringe is that he's very one note. His thing is, I'm going to get on the socials and wail about Carlton.
Yep,
and that's it.
And didn't they drop him?
Yeah. But then he went to GWS, I think.
Gold Coast.
One of them.
And what did they do?
Nothing.
Drop him?
Can we talk about footy or not?
I'm happy to talk about the football.
I have started listening to GayFL because we met the guys from the GayFL podcast at our live event at Pride of Our Footscray. So I don't want to step on their toes in terms of gays talking about footy, but we're not going to talk about Essendon. They've definitely got Essendon covered as two Essendon supporters. I'm
happy to talk about Kyle Langford anytime.
Yeah.
Did his hamstring, the poor kid.
I think it's going to be very interesting to see what Alistair Clarkson and Damien Hardwick do this year. Because they are generally regarded as the two best modern coaches.
Yes.
And one of them is taking over the shittest modern team.
Yes.
And the other one is taking over the disappointment of expansion.
Yep.
And it'll be interesting to see what they do with them. I thought about it because I was watching North Melbourne play against the Bulldogs. And I was just like, they do not look organised.
Nope.
North. And I'm like, isn't that what Clarko does?
Well, yeah. But,
Yeah.
He is a good coach.
But also Clarko, like Bevo, worked under Clarko.
And
nicknames.
then where was Damo? Bonto.
Luke Beveridge worked under Alistair Clarkson for all those years at Hawthorn.
As did Damien Hardwick.
You would think that coaching against him as Alistair Clarkson, the arguably better coach than Luke Beveridge, he does have 2 more premierships than Luke Beveridge.
I think he has 3.
3 more premierships than Luke Beveridge. Would know how to coach against Bevo. But North looked disorganised.
When Richmond played Hawthorn were really good. Richmond weren't. And Damien Hardwick was the coach. We beat them the majority of the time.
Yeah, because I feel like... And we beat Hawthorn to win our flag when Hawthorn was still coached by Clarko.
Yeah.
And
but it's not Hawthorn being coached by Clarko. Clark.
Yes. The teams are very different.
Yeah.
But you can be different skill level, but still look reasonably organised as a football team.
You can still have a game plan.
Should I put a little marker just before our footy chat saying anyone that doesn't want to skip forward to this moment?
Yes, but the amount of people just commenting on the football now that we've added it ourselves, is just it's just getting ridiculous, and they don't say anything new. Like, ugh.
But then that leaves the space for people to make up the stories.
Yeah,
like all of last year. Tim English is definitely leaving the Bulldogs to go to West Coast.
That's why I don't believe things.
We had that confirmed by a guy in a pub in Adelaide because he said, Tim English has just bought a membership at the golf course that my dad is a member of in Perth.
Oh,
so he's definitely moving, and then a month later signs a 5-year contract at the Bulldogs.
What year was that?
Last year.
Oh, last year, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, it didn't have anything to do with the fact that the woman he was dating was playing netball in Western Australia.
Could have, and also the fact that his family lives in Western Australia, so whenever he goes back, probably wants to play golf with his dad.
There you go, but she's here now too, so there you go.
Anyway, and he is also here now.
But hey, I don't care. Like, ooh, you want to get these draft picks? I'm like, mate, they could be good as a kid. I want to see him play.
Yeah. Well, you got Richard Tambling.
Exactly, I've been hurt before. Anyway.
Speaking of being disappointed by something that you've picked.
Back to regular programming.
If you followed @BelleGibson on Instagram, you would have been disappointed by what you followed. And I've started watching Apple Cider Vinegar.
Oh, God. I was like, who is that?
That's a segue, and I nailed it.
Yep, great.
Except that you didn't know who Belle Gibson was.
Yeah, if I could remember, then I would have got it.
I also got her handle wrong. Anyway.
Cool.
She is a scam artist.
She is.
Who lied. I don't think I have to say allegedly.
No.
Lied about having the brain cancer.
Well, now you're just talking about the TV show. So that's just what happened in the TV show.
It's a very good show.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty good.
My one issue is that it's set in Australia. It's about Australians. The lead is an American.
Yeah.
But that being said, Kaitlyn Dever is great.
She's very good.
She's a very good actress.
Yeah.
She was the best thing about Bottoms, the whole 35 minutes of it that I watched. No, she's not in Bottoms. She's in that other school one.
That was Divine Joy Randolph. Throwback.
She's in that other school one. That's Kissing not Easy Booth. A. No.
Booksmart.
Booksmart. She's good in that. She's good in Dope Sick with my man Michael Keaton.
Is she not in the thing with Toni Collette?
She's in the one about the unconsensual with Toni Collette.
Yeah,
that's where I first saw her. She's very good in that. Her Australian accent in this is actually spot on.
Good.
Arguably the best Australian accent I've heard from an American.
I've heard it's better than Nicole Kidman's.
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah.
Not compared to BMX Bandits, but compared to whatever she's attempting now. She also claps better than Nicole.
Not hard. That's an odd reference.
Kaitlyn Dever.
Insert meme here.
Plays. Belle
Gibson.
I was about to say Divine Joy Randolph, but she's not quite that good. Kaitlyn Dever plays Belle Gibson, who's scamming people with healthy eating and whole foods to treat cancer, even though she never had Cancer. I've watched 3 episodes of it. It's very good. She's very good. All of the acting is very good.
Yeah.
The guy that does the voiceover for Friday Night Footy on Fox, he's in it.
Oh, nice.
As the other influencer's dad. And so Shane's like, what have I seen him in? I'm like, you just saw him launching the new season of Footy on Fox.
Shane, it's Jared Waitley. There's a footy reference. If you didn't watch the football, there's another one you're going to get anyway.
No, it's Robbo. He stepped down from AFL 360 to be in Apple Cider Vinegar. Watch Apple Cider Vinegar. It is good, very well acted, good story. And I'm looking forward to finding out if she does have cancer, even though I know it's a true story. I'm looking forward to the woman who plays Liz Hayes from 60 Minutes. Pete Hellier plays a piss take of a morning show host.
Oh, really?
Koshy kind of style.
He'd be good at that.
Koshy / Larry Emdia.
Larry Emdia.
Yep.
I watched something recently that I think you will like.
Was it The Good Place?
No.
Oh.
I watched the movie Mickey17.
Bombed.
What?
Yeah.
Because I saw it at the Swan Hill Showbiz Cinemas.
Okay.
Shout out to Liam. And Moss, who took me.
After a screening of The Matrix Reloaded? That's just been released.
No, that's not out till next week. And nice cinemas, small, but they're not small. They're nice cinemas.
Okay.
It's great. Anyway, and
I can't imagine there's a huge call. No offense to Swan Hill, even though I did just say a 2007 movie had just come out there. I don't feel like there's much call for like a 500-seater in Swan Hill.
There is not.
No.
Because we went on a Sunday afternoon and there was 6 people in the cinema.
Well, and that's probably one of the reasons why I think Warner Brothers is going to take a $100 million loss on Mickey17.
Really?
It's already scheduled
They said
to be released in streaming in 2 weeks.
Because I think they have to make $300 million. That's not much.
Not by today's standards.
I think it's just released in a weird time of year.
But also they had to pay.
Time.
They had to pay Robert Pattinson 17 paychecks.
Yeah, he is very good. But I will say this, according to the crowd, there wasn't a big crowd, but Shannon Knoll was in town that day. So everybody was there. It's like that scene in A League of Their Own where they were like, if you're in town and you're not at the tractor show, come down to the baseball.
Okay, I thought it was more like when I went to see Queer when Kylie was on.
Similar.
Yeah.
Because the Mickey17 crowd overlaps with the Shannon Knoll fan club, even though he can't sing anymore. Anyway.
Robert Pattinson, that's harsh.
No, I know. He was very good in the movie.
I saw someone on X the other day say it's the hottest he's ever looked. Like, that's a bit of a stretch.
He does kind of nearly have a threesome with himself, which is, I was like, oh, they're not going to go here, are they? They did. Not all the way. But he's very good. Like, I haven't seen Robert Pattinson in much. I think I've seen him in Twilight, and that's it.
He's in one of the Harry Potters.
I've seen him in 2 things.
5.
He's in 4. Goblet of Fire, Cedric Diggory.
Yes.
My boy! That's his dad. They killed my boy!
He's also in that weird one, The Lighthouse, with Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Haven't seen that either.
I've seen him in Harry Potter and 1 or maybe 2 Twilights, and now this. So I haven't seen him in a movie for about 12, 13 years. He was in The Batman.
The Batman. I saw him in The Batman, and we talked about that recently.
He's very good.
Yeah.
And it's very different from anything I imagine that he's done before.
He's been quite good at that, to deliberately get away from being the pretty guy from Harry Potter or the sparkly guy from... IMDb needs to calm the F down, right, with the credits. The 2 things he's been in
War for Elephants.
The 2 things he's been in most recently, Mickey17, 2025, 2 hours, 17 minutes, rated M, playing Mickey Barnes. His next credit under that is Dior Homme, I'm Your Man, 2025, 1 minute model.
That's
so
hilarious.
He's in an ad
hilarious.
for a cologne, and that gets him a credit on IMDb. Oh, the devil all the time.
Okay.
That's good. That also has Tom Holland in it. That's what I was trying to think about the other week When I said don't judge Tom Holland just by Spider-Man
Okay.
before you shut him down for playing Odysseus.
Yeah.
He's in Tenet.
He's not Odysseus.
He's in Dior, I'm Your Man, Dior Homme 2020.
Oh, The Range.
Yeah. The Lighthouse. Anyway, I've seen him in quite a few things. I just had to be reminded of it. Oh, one with Anna Nicole.
He's very good. His accent's bizarre. Like, it's this weird American accent that I couldn't even tell you what it was like. It was like...
Was it just some kind of futuristic-y one?
No, it was like Joe Pesci and Martin Scorsese had a baby, and then I don't know, it was just all very weird.
And then it got hot.
Yeah, and then the acting's very good.
Was the story good?
The story's good. It's a bit weird at places. But I expect it. The directing's really good, and the sound and all that look of it is pretty good. Mark Ruffalo plays the leader of... They go to this planet to save the world. Anyway, they're recolonizing some planet.
Yeah.
So he basically it's like taking the piss out of Donald Trump. So there's a few things he does where he's talking, and he does like the mouth thing, and you're like, oh. Yeah. And then Toni Collette plays his wife.
I love Toni Collette.
She's very good. Like, she doesn't make bad movies. So yeah, the acting's really good. It's pretty funny, but the story is interesting. I think you'll like it.
I plan to watch it.
Yeah.
If I'd had time... Actually, if I'd realised Reading Cinema had a sale on all weekend. March Madness, $10 tickets all weekend. Oh. And I had nothing to do on Friday night. I could have gone and seen I could have gone and seen Mickey17 for $10 at the local Reading Cinema.
I think our options were that or Bridget Jones.
No, don't go see Bridget Jones 4.
I haven't seen the second one. I've only seen the first one. How am I going to know what happened to Hugh Grant?
No, Hugh Grant didn't die. Colin Firth died.
Oh, well, thanks for that.
It's in the freaking trailer when they're like, really? You're a widow.
Well, I didn't know they got married.
Isn't that happened in the first one?
Lee, that movie's like 25 years old.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I remember her as being fat, but not that fat, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, but then she was super skinny for Chicago.
Yeah, and that's why she had that weird face. Not Renee Zellweger doing a whole scrunch face routine.
That was her singing face.
These ants are ruining our picnic. You mean this picnic is ruining our ants? Anyway, that's a deep cut for any Family Guy fans out there. That's about all that I've watched.
That's about all that I've watched too.
Oh, no. I started watching a new series.
Okay.
Called Running Point.
Oh, yeah.
Or Running Point.
Oh, Ted Lasso, but a woman.
Ted Lasso, but Kate Hudson. Yep.
Yep.
But not. Similarities, yes. Unexpected, because she's the owner, not the coach.
Okay, yeah. Would the series be better if Hannah Waddingham was in the role?
Yes.
Okay.
Although I will say I do
like Kate Hudson in it. Is that a question that you'll always say yes to?
It depends.
Would you prefer...
Would she better in Mickey17?
Hannah
Maybe.
Waddingham or Divine Joy Randolph?
In what movie?
In Running Point.
Probably Divine Joy Randolph. No.
In Thelma.
In Thelma. It's good. It's funny. It actually has a lot of similarities to Ted Lasso. It's like,
it's 100%.
Here's the owners and there's conflict, and also the players are there, and one's a douche, but the others are funny.
Yep.
And there's a young guy that's out of place, but he's working his way up.
But he'll get sacked in season 2 and go and work for the opposition.
But there's some funny lines in it. One of the brothers is gay, and they something happens, and their main sponsor is a mattress company, which I don't know how they're giving it.
They can't afford to pay them, so they have to go and sing a version of Van Halen's Jump to honour their sponsorship contract.
Exactly what happens, because she was also in Glee. Kate Hudson was in Glee.
Oh, she was
Season
too.
6.
Yeah.
Alejandro. Look it up.
Is that when they couldn't get Gwyneth again?
Yeah. No, she was Thingy's teacher.
Okay.
In college.
Oh, right.
And then they lose the sponsorship because it's a Christian company and not blah, blah.
It's a Chick-fil-A.
And then they reference, she goes, and your brother's alternative lifestyle. And then she like cracks the shits. She's like, I'm proud of my gay brother. I love that he's gay, and I love that he has gay sex on your mattresses. And then storms out. I'm like, that is funny, because it's co-written by Mindy Kaling.
We like Mindy Kaling.
Yes.
Who produced and directed A Nice Indian Boy.
Yes.
That we're looking forward to watching soon.
So, yeah, she does some good stuff.
She is good.
But, yeah, I would give it a go.
Yep.
I think you won't like it.
Okay.
I think that you'll be like, yeah, well.
Can I tell you my favourite thing that Mindy Kaling's ever done?
The Mindy Project.
No. It's a tweet. There is... when it was announced that she was going to voice Velma in the animated Scooby-Doo...
Yes.
And then someone quote tweeted that announcement. She tweeted it, I think. And then someone...
She's not white.
Someone replied...
Yeah.
With the meme of Steve Carell, Michael in the office saying, no, no, no. And then she just replied and said, I wrote the episode that this meme is from.
Good on her.
But no, the Mindy Project is also funny.
The Mindy Project is good. There was that one show that she did kind of semi-autobiographical.
That wasn't the Mindy Project?
No, yeah, and it was like Indian girl in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Like kind of a bit of a love triangle with the nerd guy and the guy that's clearly like 35 years old.
Yeah.
And I, for the life of me, cannot remember. Never Have I Ever? And it's narrated by John McEnroe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was kind of funny. I don't know.
Never Have I Ever comedy drama series starring... Oh, that's a challenge.
Yep.
Maybe Trey Mumrakrishnan. Sorry.
That's a challenge.
Well, I've had a couple of drinks.
So now he's racist, everybody. It only takes him two.
Yeah, John McEnroe.
Yeah, it's funny.
Michael Cimino from Love, Victor.
Oh, is he in it?
Yeah.
I didn't get that far.
As Ethan Morales.
And then the guy that's way too old.
Jaron Lewinson.
Who plays...
Ben?
No.
Or the guy that plays Paxton.
The guy that plays Paxton.
Darren Barnett.
Click on him.
He's 33.
There you go.
Yeah, but when does the show come out?
Like 2 years ago.
2020.
Yeah.
So he would have been 29. Okay.
Yeah. So...
Whereas Jaron Lewinson is 24. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're meant to be high schoolers.
And Maitreyi is 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they just about were high schoolers.
Yeah, so Running Point, funny. The funniest thing about it to me is that Tom Hanks' son, Chet...
The weird one.
Chet Hanks plays the biggest douchebag, and it's just like, nah. But he doesn't look like Tom Hanks like Colin Hanks does. So it's
no, well, IRL, Chet is a douche.
I thought
by
Colin was a douche, like from Happy Endings.
No, but Colin's like more legit of an actor and has made an actor life for himself.
Okay.
Chet's just kind of fucked around as or whatever. Allegedly, this is from bits and pieces that I've heard. Chet's just like fucked around with whatever and been a bit weird.
Well, now he's on a show on Netflix.
With Kate Hudson.
Yeah.
Another Nepo baby.
Good. Good connection there.
From Goldie.
She's
looking more and more like Goldie, which is funny because Goldie's looking less and less like Goldie.
Yeah, Kate Hudson looks more like Goldie Hawn than Goldie Hawn does. There you go. On that note.
Is Goldie... Yeah.
She's alive. She was at the Oscars.
Yeah, I know. Just.
Keep getting Kurt Russell. No, Meg Ryan is what's his face's bum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget.
Randy Quaid.
Quaid, yeah.
Dennis Quaid? Randy Quaid. Dennis Quaid. Jack Quaid is the son.
Dennis Quaid.
There's a meme that I see as well, and it's like, Randy Quaid should have been named Dennis Quaid. When you look at them, Randy should have been named Dennis, and Dennis should have been named Randy, and then they're like, Jack is named correctly.
Okay, cool.
And then there's Meg Ryan.
No, you have to share
and there's
that
also
meme.
Goldie Hawn.
There you go. And
so I've got to share
person.
the meme of the Quaid brothers and the
Mindy
meme
Kaling.
of Mindy Kaling.
Yep.
All right. Find that on the socials at Rainbow Popcorn Pod.
Yep.
You can find this episode wherever you're already listening to it.
Yep, and all
or
future
wherever
episodes
you're
will be in the
already
same place.
watching it, or vice versa on your favorite podcast app if you're watching it, or on YouTube if you're listening to it.
Yes.
You can find us live, potentially, depending on when this comes out, at Pride of Our Footscray for Rocky Horror Picture Show.
3rd of April.
3rd of April. But other than that, follow us on the socials. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Let us know what you've been watching. You can join our Facebook group, the Rainbow Popcorn Movie Club, and chat about what we have been watching there. And chat about what you've been watching.
Yeah, give us recommendations.
I don't need another drink.
No, you don't.
Thank you, Brett.
Thanks, Lee.